Today I'm going to be doing something a little different, just an extra little video to just give you a few makeup tips, I guess. And today I'm going to be doing my facial routine. Now, you won't need that many things for this. Basically, it's just exfoliant, moisturizer, foundation, and powder. And that's basically it, but it's just to show you the technique that I use to get the desired effect that I always have on my face for usual tutorials. So I'm going to start off by just putting my fringe back or any unwanted hair back. So I'm going to start with an exfoliant, and I'm going to be using these Apri pads. Now these are amazing, they're really good. The box is really handy. There's just like a little slit here that you pull off, bit of cardboard that you pull off, and then you just take one out from the box. So they're called Apri pads, and they are formulated with natural apricot extract for instantly refreshed skin, and they really work. And they look like this. One side is the exfoliant. It's got, I don't know if you can see that, it's got little orange dots all over the place. And then the other side is a sponge. And what you do is you just get a bit of water, a bit of warm water preferably, and you just a teensy bit of water on the exfoliant side, and then you just rub them together until it starts to like foam. And then what you do once that's foamed, or whatever, you with the exfoliant side, you start to rub it in circular motions on your nose. The key areas here are your nose, forehead, and chin if you want to, but it's not necessary. So basically do that. Once you're done with that, you take the other side, the spongy side, and you use that on the rest of your face. So that's your cheeks, your jaw, and your chin. Now this sponge kind of works as an exfoliant as well, because it is kind of rough, but it's not as rough as the other side. Once you're happy with that, you can just throw it away. And you can feel that your skin is so soft and so smooth, and it's just really nice to have. So then what you want to do is you want to kind of, it does kind of leave a bit of a residue. It depends how much water you actually use to get the little sponge going. But just use a bit of water on your face just to get rid of that, and you can just wash it away with your hands. Okay, so once you've done that, it's time to counteract the exfoliating and the rubbing of the skin with a moisturizer. And for this moisturizer I'm using, you can use any moisturizer you want, but I'm using Nivea Visage Natural Beauty with Radiance Boosting moisturizer. It's Nivea, in my opinion, have the best moisturizers. I don't really tend to use Clinique. Clinique are very good as well, but they tend to be really expensive. Nivea are really cheap, and they give great results, especially this one. Don't put this on your forehead, just your nose. And I'm using circular motions with my hands, but don't go too rough on your skin. And don't drag down too much. Try and either drag across, around, especially around the eye, drag across the way, or just patting it on. If you're using this Radiance Boosting Moisturizer, don't use too much of it because it tends to flake. If you use too much of it, it tends to flake off in little bits, and it's not very nice. So concentrate, if you're using this again, concentrate on your cheekbones, your cheeks. With any moisturizer, you need to concentrate on your cheeks as well, because that's the main bit probably. That and your nose. But again, if you're using any moisturizer, don't put too much on, because you don't want your skin to be too clogged with moisturizer. Moisturizer is good, but only in a little bit. So you let that sink in. And that's the good thing about Nivea. They don't need that long to sink in. They're really quick and absorbing into your skin. Next, now for this, you can use a primer. If you're using a primer, I would recommend the Urban Decay Brightening Potion or the Benefit That Gal Brightening Potion. Using a primer or a brightening, lotion because I've got my usual foundation, which is Avon Ideal Shade Light Makeup in Ivory. And this is excellent because all you need to do is shake it up. And I'm using a Boots foundation brush because I've lost my Ruby and Millie foundation brush. And I'm very upset about it because it was an excellent brush. So I'm just putting a little of this on my foundation brush like that. Since it is a nozzle, you can put little dots on your face, particularly your cheekbones, your nose, a bit in your chin and a bit in your forehead, and then rub it in with a clean foundation brush, or you can do it this way. And I'm going to start putting some on my nose, around the eyes, fill in the cheeks. And what I'm doing with the nose area is I'm sweeping upwards to cover the forehead. And what you want to do is you want to push towards the hairline. Make sure it doesn't gather anywhere, because it's nothing worse than when there's a lump of foundation that just gathers somewhere and it's just darker than the rest of your skin. So blend it well. And then bring it back down to the nose. And the great thing about having a foundation brush is it gets into all the little crevices that you wouldn't normally get if you're using your hands. You can put foundation over your eyes just as a base, but not too much. Don't put too much. I'm going to do another layer, but only a little bit. Because since it's the summer, it doesn't actually look like the summer outside at the minute. But when it's the summer, you don't want too much makeup, clogging up your pores for one thing, and you want your makeup to be fresh and, you know, cool and young looking. So I'm just layering that back up over my cheeks, and I'm concentrating on my chin and jawline. So there's kind of two steps to your foundation. First foundation is creating base, really light base, and concentrating mainly on your forehead and nose. And then the second step is concentrating on your cheeks, your jawline, and your chin. And I'm really happy with this, especially this foundation, because there's a real sheen to it. And since it's a primer and a brightening potion all in one, it's just the ideal foundation, and it's only £8. Then I'm using a powder, which is Avon again in Ideal Shade in Fair. So I'm using a big fluffy powder brush, and Susie just jumped up on the on the table. And I'm using that along my jawline, and I'm just pushing that into the jaw. Okay. You can put that anywhere else you need. You can put a light dusting over the rest of your face, but only a light dusting, because you don't want the brightening to be overpowered and you don't want that to go away. Okay, so that is my facial routine. I hope you liked it and hope you enjoyed it. There will be a list of products in the bottom. And I really hope you enjoyed it, and stay tuned for more. There will be more Kristen Stewart makeup tutorials to come, somewhere on Watson ones.